you have to learn to start rewarding yourself. You got to start, actually celebrating your wins, no matter how small, no matter how big. Yesterday I completed a task that I have been like working on. Well, I didn't even think I was going to get onto it. But then I felt in my spirit like, okay, I want to work on this task. I literally finished the project I was working on yesterday, and I was kind of like, yo, like I finished it. But then like something really hit me, because I'm looking around, I'm kind of like, no one's going to celebrate your like victories with you, sort of thing. Like sometimes like you have seasons where like no one's actually going to celebrate it. No one's going to buy you a cake or be like, congratulations, like well done, like you did it, like and sometimes I used to really strive for that validation and be like, man, like no one seems to be like care about what I do, or they care about it, but it's like, it's kind of like an inevitability. Like it's like, oh well, it's Val, of course, like Val's finished that project, like what's next, but and even for myself, I was very like, I'm getting out of this, but I'm very like, okay, I finished it, on to the next. And I don't even sit there and be like, to enjoy it, to actually sit there and be like, wow, like you finished that, you did that, like, and it doesn't matter how big or how small. And I think it just really hit me, because I was like in the shower and I was like, what can I do? What should I do? To like kind of make it special. Do you know what I'm saying? Like do something different, make it special. And I'm just like, yeah, like let me do something to reward myself, to treat myself. And there was a part of me, I was just like, okay, like what do I usually like to do? I like pizza, like I'm not gonna lie, I like pizza. But like, even when I was thinking about that in the shower, I was just like, yeah, but like you need to get into shape, like, you're locking in August, this is like lock-in time, but I'm just like, nah, I need to celebrate this win. Like it's not even that, I completed the project I was working on yesterday, and I completed one literally before that, and I just moved on to the next project. So I need to sit here and actually celebrate the last 2 projects that I've done. And kind of pat myself on the back, because I've literally been working hard on them. Like I've been putting in my energy and my effort, really like pushing myself every day to bit by bit and kind of work into it. So you need to learn to reward yourself, because sometimes no one's going to clap for you. No one's going to actually celebrate. No one's going to buy you a cake and be like, congratulations, good job. Like sometimes people just don't care, or sometimes if you're like kind of in my situation, people kind of bit like, we expected that from you. Like when you're a high performer, they're kind of like, that's the normal. Like, and it's kind of like you don't get this sort of kind of, I don't know, maybe it's still like a healing thing that I need to get through, like trying to get the recognition or trying to be seen, like, look at what I did, like, mom, look at what I did, you don't really get seen. So it's like, you got to learn to celebrate and kind of reward yourself, and I think it was funny because my sister was talking about Crane and Wolford last night, and how she was like, going to buy her a Birkin bag. She was like, I won the nationals, and she became like the world champion in her like weight class for like powerlifting. And she's like, I really think I deserve to like get this. I should reward myself. And I was like, yeah, like why am I not rewarding myself for like the things that I'm kind of like achieving, and just kind of like moving on to the next, and then just like beating myself up because I haven't like progress as far as I think I should into the next like project that I'm working on, so I don't know, you're probably nothing like me, you probably don't even have this issue, it is what it is, but we need to learn to reward ourselves, big wins and small wins, no matter what it is. If you manage to get to the end of the week and you hit every workout that you're meant to hit, celebrate, reward yourself, whether that be like something healthy because you're trying to be on it, what I'm saying, but like you just have to reward yourself, pat yourself on the back, actually throw like a mini party for yourself, and actually be like, yeah, like, like I do deserve to celebrate this. This is a big achievement, you know what I mean? Like it's stop waiting around for other people to clap and be happy and give you this huge like, celebration. It's like sometimes that's never gonna come, people sometimes people aren't gonna clap, but learning to do it for ourselves. We're learning to do it for myself anyway. So that's been the biggest thing. So, today I'm like, I'm going to find something to do to reward myself, to actually just celebrate this moment, enjoy this weekend, and revel in the fact that we completed, the project that the last 2 projects that I've completed, because I didn't even celebrate the first one I completed. So yeah, I love you guys. I pray this helps in some way. You guys probably like, I'm not really go through that, but that's fine. But there's going to be people out there that like, you get what I'm saying. like you'll get it. But yeah, so I don't know. I like pizza. Maybe I might get a pizza or two and might just watch some like Batman, you know? Just do something like to reward myself, you know? To like, I can rest, you know? I mean, yeah, I had to film today, but it's just like, this is like once a week, you know? It's like, I get to come talk to you guys. Let's chat, you know? But no, I love you guys. I was going to talk about something else, but when I was in the shower, I was really like dealing with this. Like, why aren't you rewarding yourself? Why do you not get yourself anything? Why do you always like, nah, that can wait? Like pushing it off to the future, pushing it off to the future. And I was just like, yeah, I actually need to start, you know, making the changes in that area. So that's what I ended up talking about on this Let's Chat episode. I was going to talk about something else, but maybe I'll do that next week. But who knows? Sometimes I get to next week and it's a whole different topic. It's really just, this is a real series. It's about whatever I'm kind of, whatever comes to me in that week or whatever I'm kind of going through in that week. That's kind of what I'll chat about. It's whatever I feel like chatting about, not forcing something, but what I feel on my spirit to chat about. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Reward yourselves. Pat your guys' selves on the back for anything that you've done this week. Whether you just showed up to work every day this week, congrats. Let's give you a clap. Whether you hit all your workouts this week, clap. Whether you stuck to your macros this week, clap. Whether you worked on the project that you had 2 times this week, clap. Whether you read 10 pages of the book that you said you're going to read this week, clap. I'm clapping for you. Here's your celebration. You know what I'm saying? Here's some claps, because sometimes you're not going to get those claps. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. We need to learn to clap for ourselves. We need to learn to celebrate for ourselves. So then when the claps come from the outside, it doesn't really like hit us anymore. It's like, I can clap for myself. I'm not waiting or relying on other people to validate me, to clap for me, to celebrate my wins. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. Have a beautiful week. And I will see you guys next week for the next Let's Chat episode. I hope I didn't talk way too long. I like to keep these to 5 minutes. So yeah, peace. Oh, I shouldn't have done it that way. That way it's like the peace. This is the PG. This is a good way. Yeah, but I love you guys.